something called multi-site, and we're moving very rapidly forward. I don't know if any of you have taken a visit to South Campus. That place is coming together in a hurry. Absolutely amazed. If you get a chance to just go by there and take a look, it's pretty incredible what's happened there in the last couple of weeks. But if you remember, we also took, as a part of our series on givers, we gave an opportunity for you to give, and you did generously and wonderfully. And we want to bring you up to date on that. So Pastor Reg has put together some facts and figures, and just want to fill you in as a church as to what happened in our whole Givers Project. So, Reg, this is exciting news.
Boy, it is exciting. I don't know if you're excited to hear, but I'm real excited to tell. When we were kind of compiling all the, well, I wasn't, but our finance team was, there was just some observations that just came to the surface that just, I guess to me, showed me that this is much bigger than just individuals. This is much bigger than just a church, that God is really involved in this. And I want to start just by kind of giving some of these overall observations for both giving campaigns, the one we had right at the very beginning of the summer and the one we just had in the Giver series. The giving from the both multi-sites campaign came from 32 different zip codes. Now that in itself just amazes me. Just drink that in for a little bit. You know, just in our immediate area, there's maybe a dozen. But all the giving that kind of came in for these campaigns came from 32. That included giving from 5 different states. Now, obviously, Ohio is one of them, all right? Obviously. But also came from Kentucky, Arkansas, Arizona, and Michigan. You can just kind of tell that God's picture of this is a little bigger than even what we were dreaming of when we started here. 550 households participated in this in our church. Now, on the average weekend in 2011, there were 1776 people here in the building on the weekend. That kind of, as our finance team worked the numbers, it's about 860 families or households. Of the 860, 550 said, I want to be a part of this and give. That's, percentages on the fly, not my specialty.
It's 2/3.
Okay, we'll go with that, 2/3. There's just a neat buy-in here. Of that, the giving range, the smallest, pledged over the next 2 years was $2.50. Now, that might kind of attract your attention. What's the story behind that? It does me. The highest giving was $120,000. The rest of us fell somewhere in between. All right, but we might be attracted to one extreme or the other extreme, and but it's just as we were talking before, we can give the figures. The figures are easy to give here. What we can't do is give the backstory behind every one of those figures, the journey that people took. Wrestling with God, as resources are short, how much do we release to something that's going to impact eternity? So you ready to hear some of the numbers? Over the next 2 years, the total amount pledged came out to $758,087. Amazing. That's as of Friday night, okay, when they were putting the figures together for this, but that is already not true because somebody last night gave me 13 cents to make that a rounded number. So, so just kind of do that math in your head. Now that's pledged over 2 years. What has already been given out of that figure to date is this number, $408,410.63, which is more than half.
It's more than half.
Good.
Right.
Thanks for that verification. What I just want to say here is there's a couple other things that are going on behind the scenes. Number one, we were able to close 2011 with every bill that the chapel owed paid. Now that tells me that there has been a lot of faithful people that come here week after week that just give to our regular offering. What often happens is that when we have campaigns, we've had 2 this year, is people will redirect their giving to the church and direct it to the campaign. But you could just see, again, God just kind of maneuvering here and saying, no, this is my will, and I'm just going to lead people to respond and have their hearts respond to what I want to accomplish here. That's bigger than all of us. The other thing that I just want to say is that these figures are not the whole story. Just yesterday, there was 25 of us, that were down in the South Campus because we had to move a lot of stuff from the first floor to the second floor because some construction stuff needed to happen on the first floor. 25 gave three hours. Okay, that's 75 hours. Our best guess at this point is that way over 650 volunteer hours have been given to this project. Pastor Todd sat down with our builder, Paul Preet, yesterday and said, of all the stuff the volunteers have accomplished, if you would have to contract that out, how much money would that be? And he came to an estimate of $20,000 that volunteers, I know, that's incredible. Wow. So you can add that to this total. Secondly, if you have been down there, that we've done a lot of reclaiming stuff during the demolition. A lot of nails have been pulled out of wood and reused. A lot of the electrical system has been meticulously pulled down so that we can reuse it. Paul was asked to put a price tag on all the reclaiming that volunteers have done, and he said another $20,000 of just lumber and electrical system easily. So that's another $40,000 to this total. And so many of us, in our busy schedules have said, I want to be a part of this. And, you might wonder, what does pulling nails out of wood, how does that impact eternity? How could that possibly do it? But a lot of that wood already has framed in the stage down there, the tech booth, a stage in Kids Celebration. A lot of the hallways in Kids Celebration has been used by that lumber. It's like God, in God's math, it's a no-brainer. Of course, even pulling a nail from a piece of wood has eternal ramifications. So bless you guys. There's one other part of this that, Bill, you kind of talked about, where we don't want to just be about a building in these campaigns. We want to be missional and about people and ministry. Tell us a little bit what happened there.
We had the sense as we met together as elders that this was very much about building a building and focused on what God wants the chapel to do, but also had a sense of continuing to give a vision for outside the walls. And could we include as a part of this? So the elders a week ago, as we were meeting for prayer, 2 weeks ago, I guess, as we were meeting for prayer and talking about this, said, initially what we'd like to do is take $10,000 from this, give $5,000 to our Nehemiah project downtown Sandusky, and give the other $5,000 to a yet unnamed, undiscovered project south of us in that area, to say, is there something like that we could become a part of, encouraging the community and reaching out to the community. And so we want to do that together, to just say to people as the chapel comes, we're not just about what happens inside the walls, we're about what happens outside the walls, impacting the community. So that's what we're going to be doing.
That is awesome. That just, wow. Yeah, let's thank God together. Bless you, Bill.
Thank you, Reg. I just want to say